Om Ram Lang Rang Yang Hang Om. Today we shall look at the evolution of consciousness in the perspective of Yoga Darshan. Yoga Darshan envisages universality of life, universality of consciousness as one big whole thing. Whole, W-H-O-L-E, whole thing. We shall focus on the consciousness, the Chetana, the Chitta. In Sankhya Darshan, the analysis of Chitta in consonance with Yoga Darshan depicts Chetana in the levels of mood as in mood is also a connotation for wood. So mood as in vegetation, kshipt as in animal kingdom, vikshipt as in a child, a human being in the process of maturity. And a mature human being is ekagra. The next level of consciousness is parokshadhit. Parokshadhit, paroksh, that is not perceptible outrightly, that is not explicit. Dhit indicates a contemplation, meditation. Those who mature to the level of moksha, they are always contemplative, meditative on that which is behind all this perceptible world. That which remains unmanifested in the manifested world. Further, yoga envisages Shata Chakra. Shata Chakra, the Mooladhar, the Swadhisthana, the Manipuri, the Anahat, the Vishuddha, the Agya, and Kaivalya, Sahasrahar, and thereafter Kaivalya. Kaivalyam is a state beyond Sahasrahar, and it is the Kaivalyam state where the consciousness is stabilized at Parokshadhit. This is the supreme level of consciousness which we may call superconsciousness or divine consciousness, where the individual consciousness becomes universal consciousness. The soul of the jiva is in communion with the universal soul. What we all are emburdened as human beings to achieve. In the Mudha consciousness, it is the Mooladhara Chakra that is energized, and the energies of Mooladhara drive the karma of those beings. Therefore, the mood consciousness in the plant and vegetative world drives their karma only for generation of food, consumption of food, and procreation of the species. It is a consciousness which is not conscious of what it is doing, for what it is doing, what it is doing. What is the objective? What are its surroundings? It behaves in a manner to dispose of the karma driven by Mooladhara in response to its environment. If the environment is congenial, it survives, it thrives, and it procreates. Otherwise, it perishes. Next level, the animal kingdom and the start of human child, the neonate, is kshipta, is something sleepy. A child sleeps major portion of the day and only wakes up for survival. Similar is the karma of animal kingdom. Which is conscious of its hunger, sleep, fatigue, and threats to life. It has no taste. It cannot change its food habits except when domesticated, compelled, and under threat to survival, which is submaximal. In the wild, Swadhisthana is only limited to the self-survival, thrival, procreation. Here also, Jiva is not conscious of what it is doing, for what it is doing, how it is doing. It does things in a sleepy manner, in a mechanical manner. Thus born, thus lives, thus dies. There is very little thought process, only oriented to survival threats. The next level is Manipuri, where the jiva becomes thoughtful about the components of its environment. Jiva becomes conscious of how it is to be done. A subminimal level of this consciousness is seen in the developed primates. Here, the vikshipta chetna or vikshipta consciousness starts. The jiva is conscious of beauty and creates concepts of ugly, distasteful, undesirable, only to the level of necessities of life, clothing, housing, food. The consciousness remains mundane and self-centered. When we speak that 80% of humanity lives by spine, we are talking of Swadhisthana, where people create tastes, colors, hues, designs. Objective remains still the survival, the procreation. Thus born lives with desirables and undesirables, and thus gone. Neither this consciousness makes difference to knowledge, wealth, or skills. The next two chakras, Anahat and Vishuddha, these chakras are containing the energies for thoughtful creativity, constructive creativity, and ekagra consciousness. But they lack the consistency of ekagra. The consciousness flits between vikshipt and ekagra. In this consciousness, people tend to embroil themselves in multiple activities, fritter away their energies, and achieve penultimate positions in one or two areas. The Rajas Guna